Have you ever wondered if Christian Scientists believe in reincarnation? Hi, my name is Julie. I was born into the Christian Science church and religion, and after 40 years, I went my own way. And I think that brought me back to an understanding of the writings of Mary Baker Eddy, which the church and the religion are based on. But I am no longer in the church and the religion. Growing up in Christian Science, like the answer would have been no if you would have asked me, because that's what everybody thought. No, we don't believe in reincarnation. No, we don't believe that you can talk to spirits or beings after they died. Like, we don't believe in mediums. We don't believe in any of that stuff. That's what I said, and that's probably what most Christian Scientists would say if you ask them that. People who are still in the church and the religion. But the truth is, because that's not true. But it's different than I think what a lot of the spiritual practices of today and before believe. It's different because the purpose of Christian Science really is to define matter and to define matter as, what we see, what we see, hear, taste, touch, and smell. That matter is actually images of our thought, or what, as a being, what we're thinking, a spiritual being, what we're thinking at the moment, and how we're thinking of ourselves and how we're thinking of others. It's both an individual and collective agreement to see our thoughts. And Christian Science, Mary Baker Eddy really just was one of her main purposes was just to define matter as images and not as substantial. When you look at matter, you're not looking at something substantial in and of itself. It is the effect of thought. It is the effect of you as soul, as spirit. It is the effect of, or it is the thinking going on. So it's like a holographic image. The holographic image is not real. It's not substantial. But what is creating the holographic image is substantial. And so that was what the teachings are, and that we fell into the trap of thinking the holographic image was real, and that was us. That body is us, and that world is us, and the country is us. That's my country. That's my home. That's my this, my that. And that we have to get back to, it's an identity crisis. And we have to get back have to get unwound from that identity crisis back into understanding who we really are as the soul, the invisible, immortal, spiritual, absolute love soul that isn't in body, isn't in matter. In fact, it's the opposite. It is creating the images you see that you call matter. So, most people in the church and religion don't know that was the purpose of Christian Science, to define matter and to heal. She calls it, she feels that the Bible, Mary Baker Eddy felt that the Bible, when it was talking about sin, was talking about this veil of illusion where we believe we are the matter bodies. And we're not. We're the soul beyond it. We're this great, amazing, omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent being, but not in matter. And so we have to wake up, meaning we have to be healed of sin. As the waking up is like what she was saying is be healed of sin. She had a spiritual interpretation of the Bible, and I believe that's what Jesus was teaching, exactly what Jesus was teaching. And so if you look at reincarnation, it is an experience. If you look at it as an experience, then yes, it is something we are going to experience, and we have experienced, and this is one of our reincarnational experiences. since time is not linear, everything's going on at the same time. It's not like we have past lives and future lives and this life. All the lives are occurring at one time, and they're not like what you would call true lives, because nothing in them is substantial, because the matter is not substantial. So the word reincarnate, like if you say we never incarnated in the first place, so we're never going to reincarnate. But the experience is, so if you see that, you can say, well, the experience of reincarnation is real it's as real as this experience. Let's say she called this experience a dream state, and all reincarnational lives are dream states. So none of them are the real deal. They're images of thoughts. The spiritual being is having all these thoughts reflecting on existence, reflecting on reality, and in various levels of reality. Like we're each kind of unfolding at different rates and different paces, and unfolding in different ways. And so as we continue to unfold and really wake up from this matrix belief that we are the matter bodies running around, either in this life or in past lives or future lives, as soon as we start to unwind from that, we ascend in thought. And so my answer would be different now. The experience does seem real, and we will seem to experience that. Like there's no getting around it. This is not our first rodeo. Like as a Christian Scientist, I didn't really understand, if life is eternal, that means we've been around forever and will always be around. Oh, well, what does that mean? Well, if you're still stuck in the belief that you are the matter body, you're going to be experiencing different scenarios in that matter body over and over and over. And they're all scenarios, they're all dream states, they're all elusive and not real. But you're going to keep experiencing them over and over and over until you get so disillusioned and you start, okay, there must be something better. There must be something better. And the people like mediums and a lot, like there's a lot of ability to connect with these beings that we no longer see. I mean, death is unreal. We don't really die. As immortal beings, which we all are, you are, I am, not in body, but your real self, we don't die. The earth death, what we see and experience as a death here on earth isn't a real death. It's just a transition to another state of being. And so yeah, people can talk to, if that's the gift they've been given, they can talk to or communicate with those that have moved on to a different state of material existence. But like, we don't call those, and I would never call those spirits, because they're just like us. They're us. I mean, they're like our friends and our family and other humans that are doing the same thing we're doing. We're just kind of like reflecting on existence and thinking right now. They're stuck. Someone you're talking to as what some people call spirits, which aren't, they're just mortals just like us, because we aren't matter, they aren't matter, we're the same, we're on the same level, and that's why we can communicate with them. As we ascend this level, we will less and less be able to communicate with those who are on a lower plane of existence, who still like really are stuck in the dream, the illusion. And so the thing is, I learned that like as Christian Scientists, you know, we always learn that, oh, mediums aren't real and nothing that real, it's all just lies and blah, 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 blah. And some of it obviously is like some of these people are not being honest, but others really are hearing communications from other mortals like us who we just can't see right now because they passed to a different state, different dream, basically, different dream state. And so taking their advice and like taking their guidance, that's where I realized, oh no, because they haven't advanced. So we haven't advanced, they haven't advanced. It's just like taking guidance and advice from anyone here on earth that has, we're all on the same level of consciousness right now. And so, the goal is really to go to our higher self, to the, to can transition back into like an awareness that we are the higher self and not the lower self, not the mortal. And the more we do that, we kind of tune into soul, which is, the higher self or God. We tune in and we listen and we obey, or, we follow the directions of that higher self who's giving us hints as how to unwind from the dream state. Because this dream state is not ideal. Our lives as soul, as spirit, as like omnipotent beings, omniscient, eternal, immortal, being pure love, beings of pure love and light. That is our ideal and true real state. And like really the goal is to get back to that. And so like going to a fortune teller or going to a medium and asking, what's my relationship, prospects and am I going to get this job and, things like that. That's just, you're just asking other people on the same level, what they think is going to happen for you or see for you. And they're not spirits they're not any different than us. And so I think that's the one distinction, like that we have between like people thinking that these beings are actually spirits and that they're different than us because we simply can't see them currently, and that's not true. So I hope that helps. Thanks.